Today's lesson is part 2 of Are You Bored Yet? By Wallows. It's a continuation from the previous video where we started the intro. This will be the verse, and it's a fingerstyle thing with the melody. I'll see you at the end with some play-alongs where you can increase the speed and play along with me. So what's happening here is our capo is still on the 6th fret. It's in standard tuning and finger picking jam, and so your thumb is going to take care most of the time of the big 3, and your index is on the G, middle is on the B, ring is on the E. For this first chunk, your thumb is going to pluck an open D string, and then your first finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the G, and your ring finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the B, and you're strumming all 4 strings like you would if you had a pick in your hand with your thumb. Then you're hitting an open D and the 3rd fret on the B with the thumb and the middle finger. And then you're doing a slap on the 2 big strings with your thumb. And then you're plucking the open D string. So this little part sounds like this. Moving on, your middle finger is going to go to the 3rd fret of the big E on your left hand, and then you're going to pluck an open high E string. Then you're going to slap the big ones, and then you're doing 3rd fret and open, 3rd fret on the big E, open on the little E, and then 3rd fret on the big E and the B string at the same time, and then 3rd fret on the B again, and then you're going to slap and pluck at the same time, so you're slapping the big guys and plucking the 1st fret with your first finger on the B string. And then you're putting your ring finger back down on the 3rd fret of the B and plucking the big E again. So that little chunk sounds like this. Moving on, we are moving our middle finger over to the 3rd fret of the A string, and you're plucking the A and high E, which is open, together. And then you're doing a slap and a pluck at the same time, so you got to put your pinky on the high E on the 3rd fret, and then you're slapping the big guys. And then you're going to pluck the 3rd fret on the A string, and then you're going to pull off at the same time of the E. And then you have the 3rd fret on the A and the B together. And then you're slapping and plucking you're slapping the big guys, and with your ring finger, you're plucking the open E, and then the 3rd fret on the A. So this little section is like this. Moving on, you have an open D, and then you're moving your first finger to the 2nd fret of the G, and you're going to slap the big guys while you pluck the high E that's open, and then you're hitting an open D and an open D with a 3 on the B string with your thumb and middle, and then you're slapping by itself, and then an open D. So this little part sounds like this. Moving on, your third fret, your middle finger goes to the third fret on the big E, and then you're going to pluck a little E after it. That's open. And then a slap on the big strings, and then a third fret on the big E and an open little E, and then third fret and on both the big E and the B strings, third fret on the B, and then you're going to take your third finger off of the B and you're going to put your first finger on the first fret of the B while you're slapping the big dudes at the same time. And then you're putting that ring finger back down on the third fret and plucking the big string with the third fret. So that little section goes like this. Moving on, then you're putting your third finger on the third fret of the A and you're plucking an open E at the same time. Then another open E, and then a slap and pluck of the third fret on the high E, so you got to put your pinky down on the high E third fret, and then you're going to pull off of that E while you're plucking a third fret A at the same time, and then A and B both on the third fret, middle finger and ring finger. And then you're slapping the big guys and plucking an open E, and then a third fret on the A. So that part sounds like this. Moving on, you're going to move your first finger to the first fret of the B string and your second finger to the second fret of the G string at the same time, and then you're going to pluck an open D, second fret G, and then you're going to slap and pluck the first fret of the B, and then an open D, and then you're moving your ring finger down to the third fret of the B. And it's okay to leave that first finger down, and you're plucking an open D and third fret of B at the same time. And then you're slapping the big guys and playing the first fret of the B at the same time. And then open D, and you're putting your ring finger or your pinky finger, probably better to do the pinky, on the third fret of the high E. So this section sounds like this. Moving on, you're going to move your middle finger over to the third fret of the big E and followed by an open little E. Put your ring finger down on the third fret of the B and slap the big guys at the same time. And then you're playing the third fret and open E at the third fret of the big E and an open E at the same time. And then third on big E, third on B at the same time. And then slap and an open E, little E that is, and then you're hitting third fret on the big E. So this part sounds like this. Moving on, third fret of the A is played with the middle finger, and then you're slapping and plucking an open high E, and then third fret on the A, third fret on the A, and third fret on the B, middle finger and ring finger, same time. And then you're taking that off and you're moving your first finger to the first fret of the B and slapping at the same time. And then pinky on the third fret of the high E, and the middle finger stays on the A. So this part sounds like this. Moving on, your third finger is going to, your second finger is going to go on the third fret of the D string, and then you're going to hit an open E, high E, with your ring finger on your right hand. And then you're going to put your ring finger back down on the third fret of the B string and slap the big guys at the same time. And then third fret on the D and an open E, third fret on D, third fret on B. Then you're moving your two finger down to the second fret of the D, and your first finger is going to be on the first fret of the B string. So this little part sounds like this. Moving on, you're going to hit an open D string, and then you're going to slap the big guys, and then an open D again, and then your first finger is going to go on the first fret of the B, second finger, second fret of the G, and an open D, and then another G and B together, and then you're going to slap and pluck the second fret of the G, and then open D and G. So this little part sounds like this. Moving on, last part. Your three finger is going to go over to the third fret of the big E, and your one is on the first fret of the B, and your second finger is on the second fret of the G. And then you're going to slap and pluck the G and B together. Third fret on the high E, third fret high E, second fret G, first fret B, and then you're slapping the second fret of the G, you're plucking the second fret of the G and slapping the big guys at the same time. And then two open strings, the big E and the G. And then you're playing the third fret of the A and your first finger on the first fret of the B, and you're plucking the A, G, and B all together. And then another G and B, and another G and B. So all of that section sounds like this. 3 and 4 and. Three and four and.